Oh, Greece is the word. Word that you heard. It's got groove, it's got meaning.
Hey everyone. Okay, welcome to Tuesdays with Kim, live with Kim. And welcome everybody in the chat. I am always excited to be here on Tuesdays with you guys. If you guys are just starting to roll in, don't forget to hit that like button while you're there. And we have quite a bit to talk about tonight. I have 4 topics. I don't know whether I'm going to get to all 4. I'm going to try. But I feel like there's like a jam packed show that I have for you guys tonight. The first one is about the mandatory days off. Will gig apps start to adapt it here amongst some of the legislation that's happening? Will we start seeing it? And I'm going to go into what it actually entails. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about the Walmart scam that's going on with drivers. Oh, thank you so much, Steve. Much appreciated. I'm going to go into the scams that's happening with Walmart Spark drivers. And then, if I have time, I am going to also go into DoorDash. I released a video today. Do you think that drivers like yourself or other drivers are competition as you are working? And then finally, I had a incident that happened on Instacart the other day, and I'm going to let you guys decide if you think that I was being scammed. So I know that one's kind of intriguing, but anyway, so those are kind of the 4 topics for tonight. And speaking of, Jason is here tonight, so I'm going to talk about Jason just for a half a second. So Jason from the Gig Economy podcast is one of the podcasts that I actually listen to as I am driving. So if you guys have not checked it out, he's on every major podcasting platform out there. The link to his podcast is in the description of this video. It is info entertainment about anything gig economy related, from rideshare to food delivery and everything else in between. So, if you're out driving, I'm telling you, podcasts are like one of my favorite things to listen to as I'm driving, because I feel like I can still pay attention to the road and be entertained at the same time. So go check out the Gig Economy podcast. It's one of the podcasts that I thoroughly enjoy. And if you guys don't know, I also started my own podcast, and that too is in the description of this video, or live if you're watching it live as well. And a new podcast is released every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. And it is also on a lot of the major podcast channels that are out there. So, however you listen to your podcast, so definitely go check that out as well. So with that being said, let's dive right into the very first topic of the evening. So, mandatory day off. So, it actually started, and I'm going to say thank you so much to Gary from Middleton Technology. He's the one who actually sent it to me, because someone sent it to him. One of his users sent it to him. So, Uber Eats, supposedly in other countries, is now requiring drivers to take a mandatory day off. Now, I got a lot of questions. I thought they already did that, and they do it based off of hours, and that's for Uber Eats and also Uber Rideshare. You can't work more than 12 hours. You have to take an 8-hour break, and then you can get back on the platform. This one is if you work 28 days in a row, and that's even just taking one order a day, they shut down your platform. You can't get onto Uber Eats or Uber, and you can't work the platform. So it's happening in other countries. But when I was really thinking about this and really doing the video, I'm like, it would be a really easy thing to adopt here, especially when you think of like New York City, you think of what's going on in Seattle, you think of all the legislation that is going to be coming up this upcoming year. And if something is working in other areas, DoorDash, Uber Eats, even Grubhub, they're really famous for ensuring that what's working, they can bring it to other aspects of their company. So, and not only that, how many times does Uber Eats roll out something and then DoorDash gets on the bandwagon and then DoorDash rolls it out and then it becomes a snowball effect. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Leave it in the chat. Do you think a mandatory day off is a good thing? Or do you think it's like, no, it goes against everything we stand for as an independent contractor? So let me know right now. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. So, thumbs up, you agree that it's a good thing. Thumbs down, you agree that it's a bad thing and it goes against being an independent contractor. Go ahead, don't be shy. Put it in if you're watching this in the comments, or if you're here live, you can put it in the chat. Okay, so we have kind of a mixed bunch right now. So we have, looks like two thumbs up, two thumbs down, another thumbs up. So we kind of have a mixed opinion here going on. You know, when I was doing the video on this, I kind of was putting myself, if this actually really did happen in my own area, like how would I feel? Would I feel excited that I have a day off? Would I feel like, why are they making me take a day off? I was trying to think of myself, how do I feel about this? And the one thing that I was really thinking about was, first of all, I think it's important for everybody to rest and to take a break. And I think that's where the whole entire, work 12 hours, take 8 hours off comes into place. I personally don't think that anybody should dictate how many days in a row a driver should work. And when I think about my financial situation, someone else's financial situation, we all have different financial situations. So, what works for me might not work for you. It might not work for a different driver. And I don't know everybody's bill pays. I don't know how much people are in debt. And that's a real good reason why we do what we do. And it's why we are independent contractors, right? For flexibility. So, me personally, I don't think I would ever want someone saying you must take a day off unless you're going to pay me. If you're going to pay me, I'll take a day off any day of the week. But we all know how these companies work, and there's no way that would ever happen is if they would actually pay you to take a day off. So it literally is them dictating how many days in a row you can possibly work. I guess what really got me is it didn't distinguish itself between part time and full time. Even if you did one order a day, you had to take a day off. Do you guys think that's crazy? I kind of think that's a little nutty. Is it just me? I'm just saying. But anyway, so I don't know. I feel like there's a mixed bag right now on whether you agree, whether you don't agree. So, Kevin, you think it's a bad thing? Okay. So, I feel like there's some people say it's a good thing, some people say it's a bad thing. It's funny because when I saw all the comments in the video, and I truly appreciate every comment that comes through. So, continue to send them my way because I literally read each and every one and I try to respond to each and every one. But a lot of people were saying, drivers need to take it off. It's a good day. It's a good thing to rest. And then there were others like, why would you want the gig companies to tell you you need to take a day off unless they're paying you? So pay days off. But when you think about some of this legislation, will this be a thing? Like, will since we're somewhat employees, if you want to kind of put it that way, can they kind of dictate how many days in a row that you work by legislation or state law? And will this be adapted into some of that? So I don't know the future. So do you think we could possibly see this in the future? So in the chat, right? Yes or no? Do you think we could see this in the future of Uber Eats and DoorDash? You know, I really agree with this. I'll take a day off when I want to take a day off. I feel like that's why we do what we do, right? Like we want the flexibility to come and go as we please. At least that's why I signed up. I mean, being a mom, like I need that flexibility to say, okay, well, I'm just going to go out for a couple of hours and get as much money as I possibly can. If I want to take a day off, I want to take a day off. I mean, I think I even said in the video, there are days that there's a week that I might take 2 days off, I might take 1 day off, I might take no days off. It doesn't mean I'm working 8 or 12 hours a day. I'm just trying to get in some hours as my week is going on, and then the next thing you know, you're like, "Oh, wow, I just worked, like, 7 days in a row." It didn't feel like it because I didn't work, like, 8 and 12 hours straight, but I did a little bit here, I did a little bit there. If I went with that mentality, I would be forced to take a day off, right? Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm as much as I want to say it's really important for drivers to rest and relax and have a break. I also think it's important to have the flexibility and allow the individual to know themselves and to know their own situations and what they need to produce in order to survive and in order to make money. So anyway, so those were my thoughts regarding, this mandatory day off. So I don't know. I guess stay tuned. I guess we'll kind of figure out, you know, see what the future see what the future holds for the gig economy this upcoming year. I feel like, as much as the changes were happening last year, I think we're going to see, in my opinion, even more changes happening this coming year. I think this is really going to be a year of changes in a lot of our markets and a lot of our areas, and I think a lot of the gig apps that we know it won't be the same at the end of this year. At least that's just my opinion. Do you guys think that these will be the do you think the gig apps will be the same in 2025? Oh my god, can you believe 2025? Do you think these gig apps will be the same in 2025 as they are currently today? I don't know, but so I'm glad I have days off. Life is not all work. Life is not all work. It's fun to have that life work balance when you can get the life work balance. And it looks like Anthony takes the weekends off to enjoy time as well. So you know, take days off as your freedom to do whatever you want to do. And Thomas, well, he'll relax whenever he wants to. Yeah. All these apps do change every single year. I mean, just look at how much change we did in just DoorDash last year alone. It's crazy, right? Like when you go back and, someone was going through that I know is going through the 90% rate as far as completion rate. I'm like, man, when that happened, like, I feel like they kind of like punched you from the right, punched you from the left. And because in my area, they rolled out the 90% completion rate, they did earn by time, they cut us to the $2 base pay. They cut the stacked order base pay. Like it was just like one thing after another after another. It's like just keep kicking the DoorDash driver down while you're at it. Or I guess you can call it ripping the band-aid off all at one time. But it was rough towards, I think it got what rolled out in my early October, maybe November. I don't know, but we'll see. I guess we'll see what this upcoming year holds. Obviously, I wish I had a mirror ball and we can, figure it out. Or if anybody has a magic 8 ball, maybe we can the magic 8 ball. I don't have a magic 8 ball. Uh, So too many gig drivers will drive prices, delivery prices down. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll see. I mean, predictions are predictions, right? If I'm still doing this a year later, it'd be fun to like pull this back up and to see if any of our predictions come true. But anyway, so that is the mandatory day off. So before I get into the next topic, if you haven't done so already, I see there's plenty of people here. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up while you're here or coming in or leaving. Just hit that thumbs up or thumbs down. Counts the same way. So either way, I'm good. Okay, so the Walmart door DoorDash. Wow, the Walmart driver scams. Oh, there's some major things happening in Walmart Spark, and Christopher, don't give it away. Christopher gave me some good information that I'm going to be giving you guys later in the week. So, there is a major scam happening right now on the Walmart Spark app with drivers. And to me, it's a little scary. Actually, it's a lot scary because when I think about my own accounts, granted, I'm not the avid Spark driver that I was like 2-ish years ago, but I still put it on, every once in a while as I'm driving just to see if something comes on. But the orders, first of all, I can't tell you how the orders just don't even come in anymore. I mean, I used to turn on Spark and get like during the round robin time and get like 5 orders to choose from. And I'm like, wow, this is great. I can make so much money. And I was making like $1,500 a week just on Walmart Spark. And then all of a sudden, it's like the well turned off and the faucets turned off and no more. So, what is really going on. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. I mean, we've complained about, drivers with the illegal accounts with 3 phones, 4 phones. They're taking all the shop and pay orders. Well, here is the newest scam if you guys aren't aware of what exactly is happening. So there is now people hijacking Walmart's legitimate Walmart Spark drivers accounts, cloning them and using them as their own. And a couple of drivers have now caught on to it because there have been a couple of drivers who used to make hundreds of dollars a day and they were getting offers and all of a sudden they couldn't even make $40. So they call support and they're like, "Hey, I'm not getting any orders. What's happening?" So in one instance, a Walmart support agent decided to investigate it with the Spark driver on the phone to find out she got orders sent to her phone. They were just being sent to a different state. So someone had taken a hold of her account and was using it in a completely different state. I believe she was from Texas and it was being used in one of the Carolinas, if I'm not mistaken. And to me, this one is the scariest one out of them all, at least in my opinion. There was a woman who wasn't getting any orders to her phone, called support and said, "There's something that's happening because I'm not getting any orders." So the support associate, and I didn't know support can do this. Well, obviously, I guess they could, decided to do a test and send a order directly to her phone. Well, according to the Walmart side, she accepted an order in her own store. It never got to her phone. Someone had hijacked her account and was using it in her same Walmart that she works in. So someone was using her own account in her own Walmart in shop and pay orders. Like just when you think like it can't get worse, oh my God, like it's getting worse. Like I cannot even I think what's maddening to me, at least as a driver, is what is Walmart doing about this? They're not really doing anything. And I think that's my frustration with a lot of these companies, even DoorDash and Uber Eats, and anybody who allows these fake accounts to happen on their platform. I feel as though they kind of turn a blind eye to what is going on because orders are getting delivered, right? So they think, okay, well, orders are getting delivered. What harm could it do? Really? What harm can it do? It can do so much harm. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I feel like they're turning a blind eye because orders are getting delivered, and the only thing they care about is orders being delivered and them making money on the back end. At least that's my opinion. I I don't understand how we have all like so many people have complained. Like how many reports does the support get every single day on any one of these platforms? I mean, they must be flooded at this point with all the crazy things that are happening that people are seeing at their own local Walmarts. I mean, it's absolutely insanely ridiculous. I can just go to my own local Walmart right now and not even turn on the Spark app and tell you exactly what's going on. So they know. They know what's going on. They just don't care to do anything about it. And I think that's my frustration. And like, I'm angry at Walmart Spark and DoorDash and any app that allows this to happen. I'm angry that you have people on your platform that haven't gone through a background check, that are delivering under other people's names, and it's blatantly obvious. I mean, if sorry, Thomas, I'm going to use you. If Thomas is delivering and the name on my app says Kim, like that's a huge issue, right? Like how do we not see this as a safety concern, as a background check concern, as a concern? Like how do we not like how do we not know that this is a concern and a huge safety issue for everybody involved? Customer, driver, everybody. Uh, Thank you, Thomas. Yeah, they won't care until the customer gets hurt by one of these fake drivers and they get sued. You know, hit them where it hurts. I hate to tell you, hit them in their pockets because that's really the only way that any one of these companies are going to understand what's really going on. I Is anybody else frustrated by this? Like, I just maybe I'm just so passionate about it because I like when I see wrong things happening, wrong is just wrong. But these people who are doing this are taking money away from honest drivers like myself, like yourself. Like, they're literally taking money out of our pockets, right? They're taking orders away from honest drivers from making money. Like, doesn't that just like, oh, that just makes me so angry. Does it make you angry? So let me know, do you think your Walmart Spark account is safe? And do you think that your Walmart Spark account has ever been hijacked? Let me know. Let me know if you're watching this on the replay. Let me know in the chat. Do you think your account has ever been hacked into? Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Until something crazy doesn't happen, it's not gonna stop. Yeah, I agree. It's gonna take, and I never want a tragedy to any happen to anybody, and I would never wish that on anybody. But will it take something like that to wake up what's happening in front of their faces? God, I hope not. So Walmart Spark, if you're listening to this, or Walmart, whoever is in charge of Spark, please do something about this because it's a little on the nutty side. It's crazy. When are you going to learn your lesson? I'm just saying. Yeah. It's happening, unfortunately. When like, how many times do you guys, at least in my Walmart, I go in and see drivers with two, three, four phones. I saw one with four phones one time, and that was not me even doing Walmart Spark. That was just me being a shopper, going into Walmart and getting something at my own local Walmart. I just kind of knew what to look for, but if you just open your eyes, they know what was happening. And interesting enough, a couple of people were commenting, and I don't know how much this is true, but they were saying a lot of their local Walmarts are working with some of these people to help them be more successful at gaining more orders. So, there might be internal issues, might be being the key word, along with outside entities kind of working together. So, stay tuned. Um, I do have an update that's going to be coming out this week. So stay tuned for that. It'll be coming out not tomorrow, hopefully, if I can get it done the following day. But there is an update to all of this, and it's not a good update. So, anyway, so stay tuned. New video is coming out, actually, thanks to Christopher Taylor. I'm going to give him all the mad props for this video that's going to be coming out. So he's the one who gave me the information. Okay, so that is Walmart Spark drama and saga all together. Yeah, I've been having lots of luck lately on Instacart, I have to say. It hasn't been I'm not gonna lie. There are some absolutely ridiculously horrible batches on Instacart. But if you're quick enough and you can grab a decent batch, even if triple batch, you can make some decent money as long as you don't mind putting in the work and putting in the time to do some of those batches. I think that's half my problem with Instacart. Like, I know some of the bigger batches, I'm like, okay, this is going to literally take me probably an hour and a half to 2 hours to complete. But how much money will I have at the end of that hour and a half to 2 hours? So sometimes your time has to outweigh how much the actual batch is. But yeah, Instacart has been stepping up lately for me in my area. So I can't say anything horrible except there are really bad batches on Instacart. I'm not going to lie. So, anyway, so before I move on to my third topic of the evening, go ahead. I see 19 people here. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up while you're there. If you're just coming in, hit it. If you're already here, hit it. And on the way out, you can hit it then too. But thumbs up, thumbs down, either way. I'm good with either way. So, anyway, so the next thing is, and this I actually just put it out today. So I don't know whether you guys have seen it. So DoorDash. And I'm going to say specifically DoorDash, but I guess you can put Uber Eats and Grubhub into the mix as well. When you see other drivers in your area, do you view them as competition? Do you say, why are they getting orders and I'm not? Or why are they, why do you see them come out with like big bags and I have like a one item, $4.75 order? Like, do you see other drivers as competition? Go ahead before I go into the explanation. Hit yes or hit no. Yes, I see them as competition. No, I really don't give a crap on what other drivers are doing in my own area. And then I'll go into my story. Oh, bye, Anthony. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for stopping by. Okay. So a couple of people say no. They don't see them as as competition. So this is kind of what sparked. Huh, we just got through sparked. This is what sparked the whole entire conversation that I'm going to have with you guys. I went into a local pizza place the other day, and I had a pretty decent size order, and I walk in and they know me by name by now. I've been going there for years now, personally and as a driver. And they said, "Hey, Kim, who do you have?" Told them the name. They said, "Okay, it's going to be a couple of minutes." I said, "No problem." So I backed up, and there was another driver right next to me. And funny enough, he looks over and he gives me the up and down. And he goes, "Oh no." And goes to his phone and starts like typing a text message in a different language. I have no idea what language it was. So I'm thinking, I'm like, does he think that like I'm competition? Like I don't like I didn't understand it. Granted, I know a lot of drivers in my area just by doing this full time. And I'm thinking, well, if I know a lot of drivers probably recognize me as well. So that's kind of what sparked this whole entire thing because I'm thinking, why? Why would he even say why would he even care? And I'm gonna be honest, when I am in like I'll call it the zone, I'm in like the hustle zone, right? So I'm taking order, I'm picking up, I'm dropping off, I'm taking order, I'm picking up and dropping off. Like I could care less about what's going on my surroundings. Granted, I pay attention to my surroundings just for safety reasons, but like I could care less what drivers are doing, what they're picking up, who they're picking up for, how much they're picking up. Like I can honestly care less. But I am observant. So I don't know whether that's the same thing, but I am observant when times are slow. And there's a couple of spots that a lot of drivers park in all together. And then all of a sudden you have like 10 drivers in the same spot. And I'm observant, right? So you see what drivers are coming and going from each restaurant. You see what they're picking up. I take it as a learning moment for myself, not so much what the driver is doing, but what restaurants are busy at what times. And that way I know kind of where to position myself because what one restaurant might be busy on one day, another restaurant might be busy on another day. And I like to think I know my market pretty well and I like to keep learning it. So I think I'm more observant than caring what other drivers are doing. So let me know, are you observant when it comes to other drivers? Like, do you pay attention to what restaurants are busy? Do you pay attention to, what type of orders are coming out, whether it's small bags, big bags, you know, will you be getting more orders if you position yourself in front of some of these restaurants? So let me know. Are you observant about other drivers in your own area and restaurants? So, Brian, a lot of people build relationships with restaurants, and I'm not going to give you any advice, okay? So, Bill, you like to chat with other drivers, they share info, that's how I'm telling you. First of all, make friends with your restaurants. I always say that. They give you some really valuable information sometimes, but I do chit chat with some drivers when I have a little bit of a wait. Sometimes they look at me like I'm crazy, like, who's this crazy lady talking to me? Because nobody talks to me. But you can get some information out of drivers if you are friendly. You kill them with kindness. It goes a long way. So yes, you can get some information. So, Thomas, I keep mostly to myself, but nice if someone speaks to me. Here, I just talk to people. I'm not shy. I'm totally not shy. How's your day going? What's going on? Have a good order? That's just me. But anyway, so that's what kind of sparked that video that came out today. I thought it was a good way to start conversations on kind of what other drivers are doing and how you can really use some of this stuff to your advantage as a driver, and you can really see what's going on in your own market. So, anyway, how was that? Okay, so the last topic of the evening. So, you ready for a good Instacart story? Story time. The other day, a order comes up and it's $19, and it was a Walgreens order and it had 3 items on it, and it was only going 3.4 miles, I believe it was. I'm not quite sure. It was a really short distance. So, I accepted it. I got it. I'm like, "Score, this is gonna be awesome. 3 items. I'll be in and out of Walgreens in no time, right?" And when I looked at the items, one was a perfume, a Versace perfume, and then gummy bears, and I think it was bathroom tissue. I think those were the 3 items. So immediately, as soon as I got the order, I get a text message or, like the in-app message from the customer says, "My last Instacart shopper would not help me and gave up the order. Can you please help me when you get to the store?" Thinking, how bad can this be? It's 3 items, right? So I said, "Well, I'm heading to the store now. I'll do my best as soon as I get there." So I knew as soon as I walked in, because it was cologne, that I was going to have to get a sales associate to open the case before I scan it. And I didn't want it to count against my fill rate. I mean, the timing of Instacart. So I get the sales associate as soon as I walked in, before I even started the batch, and I said, "I'm looking for this cologne." So I start the batch as he's getting the cologne case open. They had it. I thought for some reason that they didn't have the cologne, and she was going to say like they needed another cologne, or the last Instacart shopper wouldn't go into the case. That's what I was expecting. Next thing I know, the customer texts or messages me, "I don't want the cologne. It's for my son's birthday, but I want a $150 gift card." Like, you can't buy gift cards on Instacart that I know of. So, yeah. So she proceeds to tell me that she's an Instacart shopper and gives me very specific instructions on how to force the $150 gift card to go through. And to me, this is like red warning bells, like starting off all the time, like warning bells, warning bells, warning bells. And I'm like, there's no way. Like, this is legit. So I said, "I'm not allowed to do gift cards on Instacart." And immediately goes, "I'm an Instacart shopper. I know you can do it." I said, "Well, I'm going to partner with support and tell them exactly what's going on, and they can make that decision." So I get in the chat with support. In the meantime, this lady is blowing up the messages. "You need to do it this way. You need to do it this way. Is it working? You need to do it this way. You need to do it this way. Did that work?" And I'm thinking, oh my God, lately, lady, you are like a total scammer right now. So I was messaging with support, and support says, "You're going to have to tell the lady to cancel." I'm thinking, why can't you tell this lady to cancel? She's already blowing up my phone. So I get on with the lady and said, "Support says you need to cancel the order." Of course, the lady says, "I don't want to cancel the order. I want the order." So I get back on with support and I said, "You need to cancel this on my end. Like, I'm not doing this order." And like, support just wasn't getting it that this lady was trying to scam Instacart. Like, they just did not get it. They're like, "Okay, we'll cancel the order. The next driver." And I said to support, I said, "The next driver is going to have the same exact issue I am having unless this order is canceled." Anyway, finally, the support associate just canceled the batch for me and I moved on because I'm like, I'm just not dealing with this any longer. So you guys are going to have to let me know, do you think I was I didn't get scammed because I didn't let it scam me, but do you think that this person was trying to scam me? What do you guys think? Was it a scam or not a scam? So, Johan, you said, yeah, nah, that's a scammer. I agree. It definitely was a scam. I think it was a scammer. Yeah. Thomas, 100% scam. Yeah. I thought I was like living life. I'm like $20 shop on Walgreens. I'm like, I can be in and out in like 5 minutes and get like 20 bucks 3 miles away. Score. Oh my God. What a disaster that was. It literally took up like 30 to 35 minutes of my time dealing with support and dealing with this lady. And Ugh, she even had chats from before me, and the other Instacart shopper did not even interact, I don't think, with her. I think they just completely dropped the batch, which I guess is what I should have done. I wasn't even honestly thinking. I'm just thinking this lady's scamming. We need to get rid of her. But man, crazy. There are some crazy people. So I feel like there is like from drivers to there's just scams going on everywhere out there. And I'm telling you, between I feel like we're coming full circle, right? So we talked about Walmart scams. Now we're talking about people trying to scam drivers on Instacart. Like there's just like everybody just be careful. I feel like there's just so many ways of drivers being vulnerable. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Vulnerable to a lot of scams going on. And, I said this before, if you haven't changed your Walmart Spark password, do it very often. All of these apps just keep changing your password. I will say Grubhub, in my opinion, does a really good job at this. I feel like Grubhub logs me off at least once a week to reset my password. So, man, oh, please, you have me on TV. That's a little scary. That's a scary thought, Christopher. Do I have like a big head right now? That's funny. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's funny. So anyway, that is why Walmart Spark. So you guys are gonna have to let me know just real quick in the chat or in the comments. One last thought. Have you ever been scammed on Instacart? Let me know your stories, and we'll call them war stories because it seems like I was a victim of someone trying to do a scam. I just know from me and being in retail for 20 plus years as a manager, like anytime someone did a large amount of gift cards, like that was like red flag central. Like you did a pause and investigated why someone was doing such a large purchase. And a lot of times, especially if it was over like $500, it was because it was like a stolen credit card. So maybe it's just my years of dealing with gift card scams that it kind of raised my red flags a little bit. Man, scary, scary, scary. Definitely absolutely made for TV. You are too kind, my friend. So anyway, those were my scam stories of the day. So guys, once again, don't forget to check out my podcast. The link is in the description of this video. Don't forget to check out Jason's podcast, which is the Gig Economy Podcast. I promise you, you're going to love it. And then Thursday night is the Rodeo Roundtable with Steve. So don't forget to check us out on Steve's channel, Right Share Rodeo, it's 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. So it will be over there on Thursday evening. And then I feel like these weeks are just flying by and we're jam packed. And next week, again, it'll be Tuesday Night Live. It'll be Wednesday, Zach and I we'll be doing How We Hustle. You can catch it on my channel and also Zach's channel. And that is at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, and then the roundtable again on Thursday. So that's where you can catch me throughout the entire week. Once again, I see 19 people here. 19 people. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It is the best way of getting all my content out to the YouTube world. And I think that is it for tonight. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new here. So, guys, thank you so much for being here. If you are driving, please stay safe. Remember, kindness is always free. I will see you during the week. I'll see you in the next video, or I'll see you in the next live. Peace out. Bye, everyone.
Stop the